Welcome back to Laptops and Drinks. Woo! We've had a short break, but we're back. In terms of media, social media platforms, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on TikTok, and we're on Amazon. So, ladies, what are we drinking? Davina?
I am drinking white wine spritzer with mint and...
Was it elderflower?
Elderflower. Thank you.
Did we shop together?
Exactly. Too much of the other sort, right?
Yeah. That's my new drink of the season. First try.
Oh, the season. Sounds good. I'm starting off light with a bit of pear and apple, I believe, cider. You know, we're coming out of summer now, so just winding down on the cider.
Yeah. And Sharon?
So I did the whole summer making drinks. I was doing like lots of melon, watermelon drinks and ginger tea and then September came and I was like, I don't really fancy those drinks anymore. So I brought something today, raspberry kombucha.
And how is it?
I don't know. I had the first sip and I was like, oh. Then I had the second sip. Third sip's definitely much better. Yeah. So it's nice. Definitely recommend it.
I'm drinking a cider as well. Still want to be in that tropical vibe. I'm not going to let the summer go yet, even though it's raining. But yeah, that's what I'm having today, cider.
Nice.
Gosh, it's good to be back, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Feels a while.
Nice break.
Yeah, glad we haven't even seen each other
Missed
either.
you all. No, we haven't.
Yeah,
I wanted to say
summer.
Happy New Year.
Go on, you can say it.
Happy New Season.
New season.
It's been nice, like just taking a bit of a break, bit of downtime. We've had a really good summer. The weather's been good to us this year, so it was nice just to kind of take some time out and just enjoy it. But it's also lovely to see all of you. I can't believe the first time we're recording back is the first time I've seen you guys. We haven't seen each other all
For the whole summer.
Whole summer.
Whole summer.
Literally. What did you guys get up to?
So I took some time out from work, changed jobs, went to Portugal to festivals. Yeah, just really kind of took some time out and just wanted to kind of try out some different things, try some new festivals. That was quite good.
Yeah.
And just, time in the garden, did some decorate. I think it's fair to say I probably did it all.
Nice.
Yeah. Busy summer.
Yeah, but also there were some chilled moments in that as well.
Nice.
Really.
Nice.
Really.
Yeah,
What about you?
I think the summer does that. Yeah, I visited family, so travelled around a bit. Took a little bit of time off work, but I was working through the summer. And I was a little bit outside. I'm just saying, you know, little party here, little festival there. I was enjoying my best life this summer.
Yeah.
As we should. Davina, what was you up to this summer?
This summer was nice. I do like summers. I had a bit of time off work, not too much. But it's a nice chance. I caught up with family, friends. I spent so much time outside in the garden. Outside. Did some festivals. Yeah. It was a good one.
Marie?
I think for me, it was just nice to be outside, just doing different things, you know, going to parks, you know, spending time with family. So that was nice. Went on holiday as well. So yeah, it was nice to just be outside and enjoy, have some vitamin D, which I was lacking.
Yeah, and we was getting that vitamin
So
D.
I needed
You're
that.
minimising that. For those who don't know, Anne-Marie is the minister, not minister, what's the woman? Mistress
Of what?
of enjoyment.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
I don't know if I like that one.
I know, I don't like that title.
When she mentions this back again, she'll be like, Sharon, can you add that out?
I know. What have I missed?
No, I just said, if anyone who wants to know places to be, ask Anne-Marie, yeah?
Okay, am I the vet planner?
I'm telling you.
Yes.
For a small fee, I can hook you up to speak to Anne-Marie.
And who's the fee going to?
To laptops and drinks.
Oh, okay.
I thought my palm was going to be, you know. Okay, maybe not.
I found I did quite a few firsts this summer. So for like a few years, I've been wanting to go to Panorama. Didn't get to like go into the actual park, but was in the area, and that was quite enjoyable.
Feeling the
Yeah,
vibes.
Still
Yeah.
pans and...
that was because I hadn't been to Carnival for years, but actually that was one of the things I wanted to do because I kind of had a list of things I wanted to kind of tick.
Yeah,
So I was
tick
like,
off the
that's ticked off the list. That
So
was
you had a
quite nice.
taste of carnival.
Yes, and it was good.
But that's the origins as well, so it's nice that you got a chance to do that.
Yeah, and it was really busy and the weather was good, and I'm glad I got to experience that.
Good.
Nice.
Did you go Carnival?
By force. Yeah, by force I did. I didn't go on Sunday, but I went on the Monday. And I just missed Valiant performing with Saxon Sound, because who told me to go in Gallivant and walk around and come back? I just missed him. But do you know what? I did enjoy myself. I have a lot of family that live around Carnival, so I do enjoy myself when I go.
That's good.
So did you go?
No, not this year.
Oh, Anne-Marie?
I didn't go either, actually.
Oh,
Yeah. Usually we go in, but I didn't go this year.
did you miss it?
I didn't, I didn't miss it this year. I went the year before. So yeah, I don't feel like I have to go every year.
Okay.
No, so I did enjoy So I did enjoy not going, just doing
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
But the weather was good. It was wasn't it about 30 degrees both days or no?
But this is that weather this year. You know when we get 1 year when it's a good summer.
Yeah.
This was that year.
And that bank holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good summer.
we did. The bank holiday was really good.
Yeah.
Really. So what else did anyone do? Any news? Any firsts?
Well, you got some first, clearly, because you're asking about firsts.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of firsts. But I think that's probably because where I'm at in my life right now. I'm kind of approaching 50, and I just want to kind of. There's some things I wanted to do this year just to kind of make it celebratory. So that's probably why I'm excited about doing some firsts. Actually, I don't even think I even said that I went to Essence.
No,
you
you
haven't.
didn't.
Innit?
Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
go on. Come on.
Should I give Sharon the
Yeah, I think it's Sharon this year.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
And I won't edit it out. Yeah, I went to Essence Festival.
And how was that?
That was good. That was amazing. I mean, do you remember the last time I think we were talking on the podcast, and I think I didn't sell it because I talked about the fact that how much you'd pay. Remember we had a conversation about how much you'd pay and the fact that you don't get to know about the artists and all that. Yeah, all of that happened.
And
Like-
you still bought the ticket.
Yeah, I still bought the
it
tickets
still
because
worked
it was
out.
something I wanted to experience.
Yeah.
But actually, it was really good. I'm really glad I went, and it was an eye opener. There was lots of new experiences. The concerts went on to really late, early hours of the morning. There was a real vibe in New Orleans, and it just I can see why they've probably used Girls Trip as a way probably
That's all I know
publicising.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
All I know
because
is
actually
Girls
it's
Trip.
it's a place to go with, like, if you're doing a family reunion or if you're going with your girls or your boys. It's a real, I mean, probably not boys trip, but because it's mainly aimed at women. So, but it was really a good experience. I definitely would recommend it. I think they got a lot of criticism because I know you must have heard about with Lauryn Hill turning up late.
Yeah.
and-
Doesn't she always turn up
yeah,
late?
but I don't think that was her. I think they were really running late, and unfortunately for her, it just kind of it didn't work well for her. But the organisation bit for the concerts, they needed to do a bit more work on that. And people complained a lot this year about they were later than they were last year at releasing who the artists were. And I think that's okay for you if you live in America and you're not planning.
Yeah.
It's a weekend, because most people just kind of went for the weekend and then went back. But if you've got to plan a bit more, you want to know in a bit more advance. But I was going to go regardless of who was going to be there.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Something
good.
to do, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely do it as like, go with a few girls as well. Make like a group of you. I think it's really enjoyable. You do a lot of walking. So don't go with any people that don't like to
I
walk.
don't like to walk.
Yeah, because everything's like a 20-minute walk here and there. And
Is
you
it
wouldn't-
steep, New Orleans?
No, it's quite flat. But also the other thing is because it's quite busy that time of the year, there's no point getting into an Uber.
No.
So you've got to walk. And if
Yeah.
you're someone who don't like to walk,
It's not the place to go.
no, don't go.
It's all right because we were trying to get our steps in this summer, weren't we?
Yeah.
Literally.
We were
Yeah.
tracking our steps.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's been I think I'm ready for the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Autumn first. Let's just
Yeah,
Autumn,
yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
I
Go
mean, to
too
me, they're
fast.
like the same. After summer's gone,
Yeah, it's true.
and it
After
starts to get
October.
dark. Yeah, I mean, yesterday I turned the heater on.
So
I
did
did,
I.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
No,
For
I
an
thought
hour.
the
For an
cold,
hour.
but
So did I.
For an hour.
Really?
An hour. Oh, you turned on as well?
Yeah, for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
I
It was.
can't do cold like
Yeah.
that. No.
I mean, yeah, my what do you call it? My heated blanket came on too. It's like, yeah, it's a bit
Yeah,
chilly.
it was. It
Time.
wasn't
Yeah,
like.
yesterday was a bit.
It was a
chilly.
bit chilly, and you could have probably pushed through it like we did on the night before. But I was like, oh no, it's Friday, it's the weekend. Why am I pushing through it? I was like, oh no.
Could have relaxed.
Yeah, turned the heater on, and then we got hot. We weighed out. It was better to be hot than cold.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we turned it on. But
Yeah.
It's
Just take
the
the
nights
chill.
because it's also wet
Yeah.
and it's damp, so it kind of just
You
feels
want
a
to
little.
feel. You want to feel cozy, though,
In
innit?
the
Yeah.
I feel
house,
like it's that.
definitely,
Yeah, you
yeah.
want to feel cozy.
Yeah.
Doesn't anyone think the year's gone past really quickly?
Yeah.
It has.
Can you? I don't even want to say the C word.
It's
But it's
everywhere
like it's
now.
round the corner.
It is.
Oh yeah, when you start seeing the tubs of sweets come out, and that's coming out now earlier and
Earlier.
earlier. It used to come out about the end of September. Now it's the end of
Yeah.
August.
I went into a shop and a woman said, back in the day, it used to be Halloween first and then Christmas stuff. Literally now they're both there side
Together.
by side.
Yeah. The year is flying, man.
It is.
Wow.
Do you think every year is like going really quickly, or is it this year in particular?
I think as the years have gone on, time has gone quicker.
Yeah.
I think for me, this year has felt more quicker, more because actually we've taken a different approach to our evenings and the weekends. So we've been really busy over the weekend. So by the week, it just feels like the weeks are just going really
rolling
quickly.
on, yeah.
Whereas like the last few years, especially after COVID, like not doing anything and also our son's a little bit older, so we can like stay up a bit later, go out a bit during the week, so we've just taken a different approach. And we're like, oh, he's older, let's not, doesn't have to always be like routine, like home, work, home, and just kind of been venturing out a bit more in the evening. So
Yeah,
it
nice.
feels it's going quicker.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Too quick.
So what have we got for our audience today?
We've got this lovely bowl of goodies.
Yeah, we just thought we would like take some random selection of things that
That's what happened since we've been away.
and just
Going
kind of like talk about it, just get a sense of each other's thoughts and views, right?
Yeah.
That would be good because
Who's going to dive in first?
I don't mind. It's staring at me.
go on.
All right, let's me carefully move the mic. Hope.
And just whilst you're doing that, Dan's not here.
Yes,
She still wants to come back.
Oh, good.
But on today she's not well today, so
Aw, and everyone loved the youngers in
Yeah.
for the last season, the end of the last season.
so hopefully she will be back maybe in the next few episodes.
Oh, get well, Dan.
Yeah.
Yes,
send
get
it
well.
All right, so
All right, this is a good one. So everybody knows who DJ AG is.
Yes.
Yeah. So the question is, has DJ AG shifted the cultural narrative, bridging the gap between mainstream artists and the community while spotlighting new talent? What's your thoughts?
I mean, he was busy during the summer.
Wow.
He went
Booked
to
and busy.
right.
Yeah,
he went to Jamaica. He was at festivals. He was at reggae.
He was in America.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
New York,
New
yeah.
York, yeah.
At the Caribbean
Yes, it was.
Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been really busy, and it has been. I mean, one of the things I've enjoyed is actually listening to some of the new talent, and also like he's also kind of brought about some of the old artists that probably wouldn't normally get that same kind of recognition or a platform to have their music on, and that's been quite nice, especially when he went to Jamaica and there were quite a few people that. And I remember there was lots of conversations about because some people just like turned up and were singing, and some people like really put a lot of energy, had dances and all sorts. But no, I think he's doing some amazing work.
Yeah, phenomenal. And I think when I see the footage of him back in the day when we didn't know who DJ AG was, and it shows persistence and consistency and where that gets you. So I think it's a lesson, isn't it? It shows a lot of people, and especially young people, if you have a passion about something, even if it doesn't look like it's going well, stay consistent.
Yeah, don't give up.
Don't give up, and look where he is now. Yeah.
He's done really
And
well.
also the fact that he was getting ASBOs when he was first on the street, for being in public, playing music without a license. And now he's got
Bon
full
Babylon.
support.
I was going to say
Edit
joking.
out.
I was going to say I'm joking, but I'm not joking. No, I'm not joking.
Because I think what he's been able to do now is he's actually got the support of the local authorities. He's got security, and he's got a legitimate... I mean, when you look at the footage of King's Cross and you see like Will Smith there, and you see other massive artists and the crowd that it brings you, and I think he's done amazing.
It takes a lot, because he has to be there for it to be done.
Yeah.
So even when you think about the whole production, yes, he may have more support now in regards to like a staffing team or whatever. But
It's all
if
about
he's
him.
not there, then it's not a
Show don't go
DJ
on.
AG online.
No.
So he needs to always show up. The days he doesn't feel like showing up, when he doesn't want to. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot.
And he's going to different places as well. So he's been to Westfield.
I
It's
know.
on
he?
Camden.
Yeah. He's in
Hello, who
Camden.
was in the Adonia? I was so
Yeah.
vexed. I
Which
missed
Westfield was he at?
it. White City.
White City.
Okay.
Really?
I know that he was in Camden
Yeah.
some parts of the summer.
So he's really, you know.
Have you
spreading-
Have you been to any?
I haven't. No.
No,
I would
no.
Yeah.
I haven't either. I did drive past one day, and I was like, "Oh, there's a crowd," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
happening now!" But it wasn't one of those where I could
Just
stop.
stop, yeah.
Yeah.
That was at King's Cross. But now I think he's doing some amazing work for the communities,
Mm.
and not just because he could just focus on the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
It's
could
world- it's
he's
worldwide.
not-
Even in Jamaica, he's doing quite charitable work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting donations. He's giving. I saw him giving things out to children, and I think that's really nice because actually, it's not just here, like you said. It's the connection to home.
Yeah.
And I think
back
what's
to
really, I think
Jamaica.
what's really nice as well is that young people might not necessarily be able to go to concerts,
Yeah.
and to be able to say, I went to
True.
King's Cross and I
saw
saw
this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't pay none of these artists, I don't believe, to
No,
come and perform.
he doesn't.
No.
And he's built such a platform
yeah.
that they want to.
Yes.
They want to have his visibility.
Even just to turn up, because I
They
think
want
there was
to-
one.
yeah.
I think when he was in New York, I think Busta Rhymes. I think he just turned up just to say hi, and then he he moved on.
That's like Naomi Campbell went with
Yes,
with,
that was
with
Oh, she did go with
the
someone.
giant, the African giant.
and
Oh,
Come on, everyone knows the African giant.
yeah.
Burna Boy.
Burna Boy. Yes.
Yeah.
She wasn't really. She was just
She was chilling
Just
with
on the
president.
front, innit? Yeah.
just a
Chuck it
president.
she's just at the front. But no, I think we should get to it though. Go
Yeah,
and see what it's all
definitely.
about.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think I heard, I don't know, it might have been one of you lot that said that actually, although there's so much crowd, you've got to be at the front to hear.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the sound, the music.
Because it's online, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
necessarily for the people around; it's for the people online.
Yeah.
So they don't have. I don't think they have speakers out loud on the street. So you've got to get there early, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
And check him out.
DJ AG, we're happy to come.
Yeah.
who do you want to
Can
see?
you
then?
sing?
No, not to perform. no. We're
DJ Chad is happy to come and perform.
She'll
You
be
got to
a
bring the
hype girl.
energy.
She'll be a hype girl.
I can imagine it.
Oh my God! Have you seen some
Backing
of the hype
dancers.
people? Have you seen some of the? There
Yeah.
was someone who people
Dancing.
wasn't. There was someone who I don't remember the full story, but I know I saw a little clip on TikTok. There was someone who wasn't being very kind to someone in the back who usually dances, which I think you know what, the internet is a wild place anyway.
They're
And
wicked, man.
people lose their mind when they
Yeah.
go on the internet that they wouldn't do to people's faces. And I think people's saying something to someone, and don't quote me on this, but I feel like DJ AG kind of called that person in. Like he was dancing, he was performing,
Okay,
yeah. I
gave him
saw
some
that.
words of encouragement
Yeah.
and stuff like that, which I thought was really nice because people online are wild.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's just enjoying
Enjoying
himself,
himself.
not hurting nobody.
You know what I mean?
He was just, and I think he comes quite often. He like lives in the local area, and he just comes and he just enjoys.
You don't know that might be his only
like,
enjoyment.
yeah, no
Yeah.
one knows. You don't know people's life, right? What's going on for
Exactly.
them, and how much that might carry him through for the day,
Exactly.
for the week.
Yeah.
And people were being they weren't being very nice. They were kind of in the comments. They weren't.
And I respect DJ AG for that because he kind of and I've noticed certain little things online.
he's
He
like
will stand for
He shut it
justice.
down,
He'll
right?
shut certain
Oh,
things
okay.
down, which I really respect. So yeah,
Yeah,
Big
because if
things.
you've got a platform for the community,
Yeah.
people are going to arrive how they arrive,
Yeah.
right? You can't be judging them because they're not performing as the norm. Or so.
Yeah.
You
what
can't.
is the norm anyway? Yeah,
It's true.
yeah, big things. DJ AG.
Should we push it to that side of the room?
Can do.
Coming in.
Probably just take one out. That thing looks like it could knock someone out.
In it.
I reckon it could. Sharon with a smiley face.
Okay, so I had my one on my phone. Ginger J.
That's a topic in itself.
All right. So I just kind of thought just to give you a little context in terms of if anybody doesn't know or hasn't kind of really heard about, because you'll be amazed. You'll still like. Yesterday I went to the barbers and mentioned saying some people knew, some people didn't really. So just to give it a little context, Ginger J, is a UK battle rap host, online personality, and he was on a popular chat show. Was it BK Chat? And he made some comments about black women that were very disrespectful. He lost his mind in there. I think that's fair to say. And then the clip went viral, and he was so disrespectful in his comments towards women, and really in terms about what black women wear. And the conversation was really about preference and what was his preference, and it started off as a conversation that everybody was contributing to about their preference and why, but then he began to personalize it and attack on black women, and he's since issued an apology, and I know there's lots of conversations that are happening around it, and I just wanted to kind of bring it here from a different point of view, right? Not to kind of talk about what he said was right or wrong and how he should have said it, but I guess the question that I kind of have really is, what makes an apology meaningful? And when it comes to offensive comments about race, gender, is saying sorry enough, or does change need to be shown?
Okay. I understand that you want to focus on the...
No, but I just want, in terms of...
Yeah, I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
So to the point of you want to focus on the questions in regards to the apology.
Yeah.
So yes, I didn't even know who this man was before.
Nor did I.
Until I saw the clips go viral. And I think I don't want to be here as a black woman bashing a black man. And I think we can talk about the whole narrative of black women always trying to hold up black men. But the thing that really struck to me is more around, it's okay. It's okay for people to have a preference. There's nothing wrong with anybody having any form of preference. But just because I prefer this cup, it doesn't mean in order for me to evidence why I prefer this cup, I need to run down that cup. That means my argument's not strong enough. Do you get what I mean? So rather than, he could have wholeheartedly spoken about his own preferences without going towards, I don't know who the girl he was speaking to, and then getting very personal.
He did get personal.
But the context got lost.
No, because that's when you don't. That's when you don't have a point. That's when you can't hold your point, when you've got to attack the other person rather than hold up your own point. Then I've seen a few more clips in regards to him as a person, because I didn't know who he was. And understanding a little bit more about his history, a little bit more, seeing different clips that he's spoken about in regards to his childhood, in regards to being incarcerated for 11 years, in regards to his kind of relationship with his mother. He said some different things that were a bit contradictory. And I feel like this is what, and I don't know what his education is, but I feel like he's got lack of education. And the reason he has lack of education is because he was unable to articulate himself in the appropriate way, rather than he had to go to attack this girl and then become very personal, and to a whole society and a whole demographic of black women. So that's what I've got to say about that. I think he's uneducated, and I think he needs to access more education. And I do sympathise with his lived experiences, but we all have to take responsibility for, as an adult, what we do with our past experiences. Some things are beyond our control, but then we have to take the responsibility to change our outcomes, to educate ourselves and uplift ourselves. So that's about that. In regards to what makes an apology meaningful, I would say you have to, in order for an apology to be meaningful, you need to understand what was wrong. In the first place. Because if I'm just saying sorry to shut you up, I'm not sorry. Do you know what I mean? If I'm saying sorry because the public are bashing me now, I'm not sorry. I would have preferred someone to delay an apology, really understand what happened here, break it down. Do you know what I mean? You cannot it cannot be meaningful if you do not understand, if you do not have the cognition to understand what went wrong in the first place.
And there's something about what you said around taking the time out. So so even when, so there's two, like, so there's the scene where he's attacking the black women on the show, and then there's the scene behind the scenes,
and he's still
where he
like
just wasn't cooling down, where he just wasn't cooling down. And there is something about actually, because the other thing is, because there is so many different angles, because there's conversations that's been happening about actually, do people who are holding podcasts have a duty to make, to kind of steer how conversations are going, or interject when a conversation is taking place and it's going south? Because the other thing that was there was actually, there was a group of other black men that were there, and at no point was anyone stopping or saying, actually, calm down, you're going too far. Because I think from what I could see, it kind of came, I think it came to an end because he walked off and then he just ranted on outside. But and then something you just said about actually, in terms of a meaningful apology, because sometimes you need to take time to reflect about actually what it is I said, what was it? Because the other thing was everyone recognised was that there was something in that conversation that triggered him, and he in that moment said, yes, I am being triggered, but I don't think he understood what that trigger meant, because I think he didn't connect where that trigger was coming from really, and join up the dots, because actually, and it made me think of Will Smith and Chris Rock. Yeah, where that whole slap that happened, you didn't hear from them in the initial. I don't think you heard for a while. You didn't hear from them for a while, because actually you're right. Because actually, to come back and just say sorry,
you're not sorry. You need to take the time.
You have to, because you know, and it also may be in, you know, how do you measure sorry? Like, is it because someone's gone away, reflected, and they've thought about actually there's some work that you need to do, like, because you know, because he could have come back in and said, you know, I'm sorry, I you know, I've got some work I need to do. I'm going to take some time out from this social media, and I need to go and do the work to kind of dig deep to understand a bit more why I reacted in the way I did.
But didn't he come out after and he talk about, it's impacted your mental health now because it's
of
gone
course,
viral.
yes,
That's because it's gone viral. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, you can't probably walk into a supermarket without someone being like, oh,
But I'm not going to lie, when I saw it, so many people sent it to me as well. And when I saw it, I just thought, and how embarrassing, number one. I'm going to be honest, if that was my partner, if that was my son, if that was my brother, if that was whoever, I would be embarrassed, but I'd be so disappointed. I'd be so disappointed in that display. And it's quite disgraceful. I'm going to be honest. I found it quite disgraceful.
I mean, what's you guys' thoughts about?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it, just like you, Shads, I just was appalled, you know, by how he conducted himself. And as you said, in terms of the aftermath, he's only apologised because of his, you know, because he's claiming his mental health, and he didn't know that it would have gone viral. He just needs a lot of work to be done. And I think in terms of apologising, I think you both kind of said it in terms of he needs to take the time now. I don't know how he will come back from this, because you know he's got work to do in terms of his upbringing, whatever that is with his mum, because
he's got to deal with his trauma. He's got to deal with his trauma.
Whatever's gone on there, he just needs to work on himself.
So there's another YouTube clip where he kind of gives some context, not context, some like insight to his upbringing. You know, he moved around as quite a bit as a young child because they were fleeing from domestic abuse, and his dad sounds like he'd witnessed quite a lot of assaults from his dad onto his mum. So he's from a young age. He's been in an environment where all he's seen is men be angry, and that's how they're meant. So he's got to, and then he, as a way of trying to kind of manage that, he then just about kind of gets through school. Then he meets up with like kind of what he calls associates, and then you know they become his family, and then he gets. So there's a long history there that he probably hasn't even begun to unpick. Really.
But there's also people.
He's had 11 years
in prison to reflect.
I'm sorry. No,
I'm not condoning.
I'm not condoning it. But what I'm saying is, in regards to, there's things that would have happened to him in his childhood that was beyond his control, that was probably devastating, right? And unfortunately, there's many people in society that go through things. And probably,
but you have to do the work, right?
Right. Yeah. But that's the point I was going to get to. He has to then make the decision on when he wants to do the work. He needs to recognise that something ain't right. And he's had, if 11 years is not enough time to reflect on life and to think about what you want for yourself and how are you going. I know people who's gone to prison for over 10 years, come out with 2 degrees, gone on to do great things. Do you know what I mean? So the decision is down to him. It's an excuse. Unless you decide you're your own person, you have to make the decision to do better for yourself. You can't keep blaming society. You can't keep blaming history. You can't keep... Do you know what I mean?
What I was trying to say is like, he's got so much kind of trauma that's probably been unaddressed. He has to do the work.
He needs
that
to.
Would be before he could come back with any sort of apology. You understand it? It's not, you can't just come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, I've had 2 days out, you know, it's affecting my mental health. He's got to kind of just remove himself and maybe never come back in the public eye in the same way, because actually it's not important, because actually what he's got to do is some work around that.
But all that, the way how he responded made me feel, and obviously I said I didn't know who he was before that, but I thought the way how you can get triggered and not be able to self-regulate and display yourself in that way. It was like 0 to 100 real quick on a camera. It makes me wonder, how do you treat people
behind closed
doors? How do you treat people? That's what it really made me wonder. 10 times worse. Because if you can do that on camera, what can you do behind closed doors?
But you said something about if that was, because the other thing is like, if that was like a family member of yours that you'd seen, would you cut them off?
I'd have words.
Can I just say something? Yeah. So I haven't actually seen the clip.
Oh, okay.
So I'm listening to you all, and I'm imagining, I'd love to see it now, so I'm going to watch it. But I'm imagining the things that it brings up for us when we hear that. So we're being triggered by that. But I don't know much about him, so I'm listening to you talk about him. And your question about if that was our family member, I wonder, I don't know if anyone here knows, has he spoken on things like that before, or was that very impulsive? Because I almost feel like we talk about people going away and doing the work. Sometimes I don't think people know that they need to do the work in that
there's
way.
Historical clips. Clips have come out now since then of videos that he done a year ago beforehand, where he talks about his childhood upbringing, different stuff,
but not about
the
black
outbursts.
women. I'm talking about.
But the
so
question
he talks
was
about
about
his
preference.
He talks about his relationship with his mum.
Yeah.
So there's something there about his relationship with his mum. There's something there about his relationship with previous black women
and how he's rejected by them,
and how how he's felt rejected, and how, as a result of that, he's then made decisions. So when you read the video, if you do watch it, one of the in something he says in the clip, he talks about that's the reason. One of the things he says about black women is that the black women don't like to be put in their place. And that's why he says that they then start talking like a man, and he says he doesn't like to date black women because they don't like to be put in their place. So
because he thinks it's his job to put, this is the thing, and it's because of,
and that was words from his own mouth. He was like, he doesn't date black women because they don't like to be put in their place.
So what I would say is then already, if it was somebody with no previous form, as in like it was a total outburst and you almost didn't know that, but he almost sounds like someone that should not be on social media. Well, I know how easy it is now. It's not television now. Now you've got a phone, you can record live and stream something. But there are some people, you're right, Sharon, that should never come back and sit in front of people. I get freedom of speech, and I get it's fine to express a preference. But actually, for me, I don't think, in terms of an apology, I don't believe that, I don't accept any apology when it comes to those sorts of things. So you said race.
Yeah, and the thing is, it got lost about preference, and then it became about his behaviour, the words, the language that he used, really, and just how intimidating he was in that scene. But, and that's the thing about, what's, that question about apology, about actually what's enough, and then actually, if that was one of someone who we knew as a family or a friend, would we take a stance where we would just kind of like push back and be like,
no, if it's my family member or my friend, it's someone who I have a relationship with, and it's someone who I love. If it's my brother, my uncle, my cousins, I would feel that I would have a duty to have a conversation with him. So I'm not trying to and I'll be very clear. I wouldn't mince my words in regards to where my stance is, my view around that, and you need to get help. You need to sort this shit out. That's what I would be saying. So I wouldn't say, I totally cut them out, but the only way that I could offer support is supporting them to guide them in the right place where they need to go to
and
do
come
work.
off social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think an apology on social
just
media.
Forget an apology. I don't even know if it's necessary. That's
and actually, I'm sure he was on a video game when he was doing that apology. Like he was like,
didn't care.
It wasn't like, I'm just standing here, I'm talking to you, and I'm like, no. He was on a video game.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
I just don't think that people are going to be in a space to take an apology. What is an apology anyway?
I think
it's
too much was said, but I'm just. We could go on, and I think because there's so many different angles with that, we could go on. But that was something that came up that I didn't know who this guy was. Then you become intrigued, and then you just find yourself like, Okay,
Yeah.
so then
Go for
there's
a
a
rabbit
video,
hole.
and
Yeah,
then there's
I
another
had no
YouTube,
idea who
and then
he
you
was.
like start googling. But I just thought it was that is a conversation that actually has affected a lot of black women in terms of it's got a lot of people angry and responding, and actually what it's also done is highlighted this divide now between black men and black women.
It's
and
always
how
been there, though,
but
showing some
it's kind
extent.
it's been there, but
So
it's kind of even bringing it.
reintroducing it.
Yeah, because also you remember like there was it's
What a
it's
shame.
just not you know
What a
when we
shame.
all need to be like coming
Together,
together,
supporting each other.
something like this now is
Yeah.
just kind of creating.
We're
this,
living in a very divisive world
Yeah.
right now where we're looking at politics and what's happening in this country. That's already making us feel unsafe. So in the in-group, it then becomes something when there's not even that support there. It doesn't matter that you only date white women, that's fine. But
It wasn't
actually,
even white. I think she's
would you-
Asian.
yeah,
Yeah, she
it
is
don't
Asian.
matter.
Would you
Date,
support?
date.
Would you support a sister in distress?
Yeah.
Would you protect?
I think the bottom line is it doesn't matter. Everyone has a preference. That's fine. Have your preference. Nobody minds.
that got lost.
But that got totally lost. And the issue, and I like the way how we've had this conversation because it's not even about even his comments about black women and how we haven't even said the things that he said. It's more about looking at him as a person. And actually, I pity him, and that's the truth. He needs to go and do the work. Should we do one more?
Do one more.
Let's do one
Do
more.
one more. But it just, you know what you find, like summer, there can be so, I mean, like.
People lose their mind in the
so
summer.
much things are happening, right?
And we were talking about
so
the
much
summer.
things are happening.
People lose their mind.
Sharon again. Shall I pick
I
another
like-
one?
Yeah, pick
Yeah, get another one
'Cause
out.
I don't think you want another one of my ones.
Are they too deep?
It should be my one.
Okay, so people are increasingly forming relationships with AI, from casual companionship to some to describe as romantic or even intimate partnerships. There are now AI companionship apps available for those looking for relationships. Could AI relationships reduce loneliness, or do they risk deepening social isolation?
It risks causing serious psychosis.
It's come up though in regards to mental health.
Yeah,
though.
has
People
it?
have people have
yeah.
spoken about like symptoms, but it's based on some of the stuff that AI is doing now, and it's
You're
become
talking about-
part of the narrative.
AI, someone being in a relationship with like ChatGPT or a different,
Yes.
like, whatever one,
Yeah.
that is delusional. And I think that's the part. You see, the thing is, I think AI is great. Don't get me wrong. This summer I've been really digging in. Me and Chat we're like this,
Your best friends,
right?
okay.
But I'm also mindful that I must still think for myself because it can easily make you not think. I was thinking of a playlist the other day. I thought I really want a playlist from like the 1990s coming up. Normally, what would you do? Do your research?
Yeah.
No, I just told Chat, listen, I want a playlist of R&B and from this, and it was done. So the thing is, we have to remember to still think, but I think it's going to increase mental health issues. If there's people who are genuinely already lonely now, then they become delusional to think they're in a relationship with AI. Then AI turn around want to break their heart or whatever sort of things like that.
Gosh.
Wasn't there something about someone no, it's serious. Didn't someone commit suicide because AI told them something or whatever?
Yes,
Is it?
that's a real thing.
Yeah, I think it's quite dangerous.
But it's dangerous for young people
That
because
was a young person
was
as well,
it?
actually. Not a child, but I think a young adult.
Oh, okay, because it's only now I'm kind of getting into it. You know, before you all saying to me, "I'm
Yeah,
really-"
yeah.
It's only now, slowly. But when you kind of think about it, allows it answer any of your questions. You know, you can put anything into the search engine, and I think for me, for young people, as you said, they don't have to think. Everything,
that's the risk.
and that's a worry. Everything is there for them.
But who is it a worry for? I mean, is
The
it worry
individual, if
yeah,
you're
but
vulnerable,
do you think they're worried about it? Because the
Who's-
other thing is
who's
that
they, Sharon?
the young people
Oh.
that you're because the other thing is like times are changing, right? So the
Yeah.
things that we know that makes a more healthy relationship in terms of what you need for that, and it's not like just AI. But if you're born and that's all you're hearing, do you think they are seeing this as unhealthy, or we think that a different generation, because actually we know that it takes more than just having like an app tell you what you need, you know, to be kind of a healthy kind of independent like individual? Because I actually, you know, I worry for my son because actually that's all the conversations that are going to be having, and actually the more that as the generations gets older, it dilutes in terms of being able to kind of say, listen, you know what, come out of the house, go and speak to someone, go and do some research yourself. But, you know, I don't think they're as worried as we are.
You're right.
I
They
really
don't know any different to
It's
be
the
one.
comparative
Yeah.
analysis for us.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think that for us, we're seeing them increasingly spend more time on computer
Yeah.
games and games, and we come from a space of real human connection. So we are worried, what does that mean for them in terms of their social skills? But we're also in a place where there seems to be a bit of a dating crisis. So actually people
Pandemic.
epidemic.
That's right.
A pandemic.
So yeah, I think that's true. I think it's basically we're comparing it, Sharon, and we're saying actually our way is the right way.
Yeah.
But they still need to
it
think,
is.
because God forbid
If
the
technology
internet crashes out,
they'll be
no,
stuck.
they're going to be like, what do we do?
What's
There's
the pen
no
and
chat
paper?
to ask.
There's no
Do you
pen
know
and
what I mean?
Yeah, but you know something? They will probably manage better than we will.
Really?
Do you think so?
Well, the thing is, because like they already got Plan B around systems crashing and how to cope with it. I don't think that they will be. They will struggle with it as probably like if systems crash. Yeah, in terms of what we need to do. I don't know. I think the worry is coming from is a generational thing. I don't know if I don't say
that people are having. No, listen. Did you listen to the question, Sharon? You don't think there's a worry? We talk about young people. Forget about young people.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk
people
about
being lonely,
middle-aged
yeah.
and up.
Relationships.
Yeah? Middle-aged and up. Lonely John works from home. Do you get what I mean? Hardly goes in the office. When he goes in the office, no one really talks to him. He doesn't really know much.
Hasn't got no friends.
Hasn't really got no friends. Ain't really got no family. All that sort of stuff. Do you know what? I feel lonely. Goes onto this AI dating tool to want to build an emotional connection. Yeah.
What you asked me, do I not feel worried about that?
Do you not feel worried for John? Do you not feel worried for John?
No.
Do you think it's helpful? Do you think it's helpful for John?
I don't. The thing is,
He's using a
Will
computer.
that relieve his loneliness?
Yeah.
I can't speak for John and about his loneliness. Would it? If
Hypothetically.
The thing is,
Or if you knew someone like that.
if I knew someone, the other, I guess how I'm looking at it is like, because people are struggling more now in terms of building relationships in a way that actually it's like on a one-to-one. You know, you're hearing so many people kind of got diagnosis, and it's difficult to kind of function in a world where you're expected to kind of be in a room full of people.
Yeah.
If John is happy speaking to an app and is getting something from that, go with it, John. Would that be something I would do? Probably not. I probably wouldn't get the same kind of satisfaction.
John was your brother, your younger brother, and he said, "Sis, this is what I think."
Do you know what? I'd be like, John, there's other choices, but if that's what you want to do, who am I to judge John or my
It might
brother?
also be practice, though.
Say that again.
It might be practice for when a real relationship comes.
Oh,
No,
Some
don't get me
people- it
wrong.
wouldn't
But
I'm just saying, some people have never.
tips from AI. You can literally
Yeah,
have an
but it's
issue
been
and put it
programmed
in
on
there.
by us.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
saying, Sharon, in some ways, it could be like for somebody who is socially awkward, an opportunity to practice out having conversations and trying to build connection.
But wouldn't you just ask them, how would I ask this? So I understand.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
understand getting advice for how you'd ask this, not to feel like I'm in love.
it's
And then
your
in the
friend.
will, you've got John's a millionaire and John's left the money in the will, not even to cats or dogs, to this AI.
Yeah, but that John, that wouldn't happen though.
Nah.
They-
All
right, okay.
Well, no, because you know,
Let's check back in
how's
20
he going to
years.
claim that?
Yeah, it's going to be the
Literally,
company that
the
owns
company,
it.
yeah,
is
it's
gonna
a company
take it.
that's going to get that, and
Yeah.
if they're going to build. But I just think it's, you know what? Let's come back to this conversation another 10 years. All right,
All right.
it will look
Very
very
different,
different,
yeah.
and I think that people. It's like, you know, when I think about driving, and I know it's not the same. When I started driving, I was using A to Z. Now,
Yeah.
you could ask probably someone who was 17 who's just learning to drive at A to Z, they'd be like, what?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
wouldn't know what it
Doing-
is.
doing
Yeah.
sat nav.
Facts.
I'm like, and now, like, I know I can move around London I can move around the streets quite confidently. What's the first thing I do as I get in the car?
Yeah.
Sat nav's on. I'm like, why am I doing that? I know how to get from where I'm going, but straight away, sat nav's on.
Okay.
So-
John, we wish you all the best.
Yeah. Just don't leave it to AI. Leave
Yeah.
it to us.
I think that's been a lot of good conversation for this episode, guys. I think we could go on and on, so we might have to come back to some of these topics. We've got
Yes.
more in
Yeah.
the bowl. But thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us today. And it's a bye from me, Shads.
Bye from me, Davina.
Bye for me, Anne-Marie.
Bye from me, Sharon.
Bye.